How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be doing my first removal of parts from this car to put onto this car. So obviously this is my 1996 Mazda MX-5 Merlot. It is supercharged and I'm going to be swapping the engine and the rear differential, because it's an LSD, over onto this car. But that's going to happen a little bit later. There are a few other bits and bobs I wanted to take from this car to put onto this car, and one of them is the rear lights. But before I get into that, remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So if we come here and have a look at the back of my current MX-5, you will see it has this hugely condensed or almost just kind of grimy looking rear light. And one thing that you guys have been harassing me about has been this fog light, which is obviously in a state of disrepair. So I'm going to basically come over to this car here and steal this rear light here, which is obviously in much better condition. In fact, it's actually nicer condition than that one, and this rear fog light as well. If I swap those both onto my car, then life, I think, will be a lot better. And obviously I'm going to have to swap those parts back onto this one, so apologies to this one for it not being quite as nice, but that's just how it is, I guess. I want that one, and I want it with all the right bits on it. So I think I'm going to start with the harder bit, which I think is the fog lights. So this fog light here, let's go into here and I can show you what's gone wrong. So you can see this back panel here, maybe. I'm hoping you can just about see that. It is completely rusted off there, and these bolts here are obviously still in place. So the nuts or bolts, sorry, the bolts have completely rusted off and the nuts are on the back of them. So I'm going to try and get a 10mm spanner and undo that, and if that works then we're golden, otherwise we're gonna have to start drilling. So apologies if this camera angle is awful and it's just a picture of the back of my head, but I need to get some position to get under this car and start undoing this. So I've got a 10mm spanner and I'm just going to undo this nut and hopefully it pops out fully. I'm slightly worried that it's not going to, but we'll find out. Yeah, I think it might come, you know, or at least this first one will. Yes, there we go. That is one of two out. You can see how rusty that bolt is in there. It's like the whole thing is coming with the nut. So yes, we'll try and get the other one off. There we go. Oh, my ears are dead, but that's out. So note to self, never let that rust through. That's really annoying. But yeah, so now you can see up in here, I need to play around with this wiring to pull out the fog lights one. So where is that? It's somewhere around here. Oh, here it is. So this one here is for the fog lamp. So we just unclip that, out it comes, and now we need to drop it back down through the car. Let's push it through here. So yeah, just for a bit of context, that's it there. This is the one here. So I'm going to pull that back down through the car from underneath. It's quite funny to see under here. You probably can't see it perfectly, but basically what the previous owner has done is cable tied 3 cable ties along to the actual wire. That's the cable. So there's the cable, and you've got 3 cable ties in a row holding it onto here, which is just so ridiculous. So a bit of a bodge job there by the previous owner. There's a whole bunch of clips in here that I'm going to have to remove, so I'll try and get you into a half decent position, but I'm not sure I can. Hopefully you can see in here there are a whole bunch of clips holding the wire in place. You may not be able to see it because I am literally in front of the camera at this point. I'm just trying to give you the view under the car. Once I've undone these, hopefully I should be able to pull that cable out and we'll get this fog lamp off. Cool, so as you can see here, I've managed to pull that out. So it's a few clips in there basically, and then one of them that holds specifically onto this. And you just basically pull it around from this side of the car here, so it pops out under there somewhere, pull it out all the way around. It's a little bit difficult, quite fiddly to be under the car doing it, and then you just literally pop it all through on the end. So once that's all done, nice and easy. But also here you can get a little bit of a look at the back of this. So this is what was going wrong there. This is clearly rusted through completely, and I'm gonna have to find a way of basically attaching it to the other car without any hanging down, I guess. But yeah, we'll just see how it works. So same again on this side then. So here you can see I've just undone this for the fog lamp. I'm gonna get under the car, remove the fog lamp from this one, and I think yeah, basically just swap the two over. Bad news, this has also sheared, so it's probably only going to be held on by one unless I can find a way to fix that. That is so annoying. Urgh. Yeah, you can tell that these bolts clearly rust. Like this nut here is super rusty, as is the bolt. So it got as far as it could, and then once it did, then it just decided to shear off. So that's annoying. Luckily one of them is still absolutely fine, so hopefully we can hold it on with the one. Gonna be a bit of a bodge job, but we'll get it done. So here you go, this is the other one. So this is the one that I've just removed from that car, and it's got a bit of paint on it, so clearly it was painted on the car, but you can see there, that one is just sheared off whilst doing the job. So this one here, still about. This one here, very much not about. So I'm going to basically strap this into the car, then maybe at some point I'll have to weld another one of these, like another 10 mil onto here, to make that fit, or just buy a new one altogether. But for now, this is just gonna have to do the job, and it will be on the car and it will do the job, I guess. Maybe I'll have to also strap it on with a cable tie as well, so I've got like two forms of holding it on rather than just one of these, because obviously it wasn't made to just have one of these. So yes, and I might use a new nut as well to minimize the likelihood of this one shearing whilst putting it on. But let's get that started. So of course it is literally just the same job backwards. Let's do that now. So that goes in there like so, drag it through. Now it's in place, I'm gonna tighten that nut up on the back. Here you can see that's where the bolt has been done up. I've wire brushed it and WD-40'd it, and this is where the other one isn't coming through because it is broken and sheared off. This is all of the different little clips you have to do to put it back in place, and I don't know if I can get the angle for this, but up here is where it pulls through to. So I'm now going to pull it all the way around this section here and then up through the back of the car up there. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so slightly difficult, but a high recommendation from me is to get a torch basically to find that hole in the bottom of the car there. So there's a hole up in here that you're probably not able to see completely, but it's where I pulled this through. And yeah, if you use a torch, you can actually see it under the car where it is. Otherwise, there's a big sort of shield in the way that stops you from doing it. But now I've plugged that back in up there, and theoretically that should work. Let's have a look. Perfect, so there you go, that is it. As you can see there, fog light is very much on. It's not in a sketchy position or anything, it's in place. Very, very good news. Now you can stop harassing me on YouTube in the comments about this thing falling off the car. So that is job number one of the day complete. Job number two now is to replace this light with that light, and this should be hopefully a lot easier. That's famous last words, but I've already started this process. So you have to remove this clip here. In fact, to show you how it's done, let's go over to this one here, and as you can see here, there's these two clips. You literally just press on those and that pops out nice and easy. It's super simple, nothing to worry about. And so yeah, once you've done that, then it is a case of removing a bunch of bolts. So one there, one down here, and then one there and one there, and that should hopefully allow this to just be completely removed from the car. So with all four bolts off, should be nice and easy. Just literally pop that one out. So you don't need to take the whole, sort of like the light bulbs and stuff out. You can literally just take off the actual light itself. So I'll go and do the same on the other car and then swap the two over. So what I'll do now is I'll put in this one for now. And then pop that back in there like that. So that's nice and easy. And then I'll do the same on the other car. And then I will literally just do up those bolts, these nuts, sorry, I'm sure you know how to do that. But yeah, it's literally just 4 nuts, all 10 mils. nice and easy. So once that's tightened up, just put the things back in. One of them has to be locked in place first. So theoretically, if I turn the car on, the lights should come on both the rears and then the fogs as well. Right, so now I'm going to do the other car. So that, first of all, let's do this bit, which is always the effort part of the car. So to kind of make up for the fact that this is now going to be hanging off, I've actually cable tied it on underneath. That makes life a little bit better for whoever decides to buy the car next. It won't look like it's hanging in the same way as mine previously was. So these cable ties here are just wrapped through the back of it to hold it in place with the car. Okay, so I've just eaten a shed load of quarry dirt from underneath this one, but as you can see now, this one has this on, like from that car previously, and also that, which is held. It's definitely slightly wobbly, but it's not awful. It's much better than how it was on that car. And then we come over to this car instead, and this is very much in place on the car, as it hasn't been the whole time. And then this is also in place now as well, which is a key benefit. So two nice looking rear ones on that, and a not so nice looking one, and a nice looking one on this. But obviously with that being the main car, that does make sense. Now let's just double check that these lights work on this one, make sure that the job is a good one, as they would call it. And so there we have it. Both of the cars are now swapped on their rear lights. So please stop getting at me in the comments about the fact that my fog light isn't on the car. It is now on the car. It's not hanging off. We're all good. But yeah, obviously not too difficult a job if you're planning on doing it at home. Genuinely, I was recording and faffing, and it probably only took me about 20 minutes, 30 minutes of actual work. It can be quite gross going underneath the cars. In particular, this one here is quite dirty because the last event it was used in was at a quarry. So I've eaten a lot of quarry dirt. But yeah, not too difficult at all. Really, really simple. Anyway, remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Massive thanks to the patrons as always. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Listen.